Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. So today is a very special day. So we have a trip announcement, and this is a special trip because it is a solo trip. If you don't know me, my name is Tim. I'm just a simple Disney dad, just vlogging our family's experiences through Disney and homestyle life. Just taking you guys along our journey through Disney. So if you haven't already liked and subscribed to the channel, please do. It really helps us out. And let's get into this trip announcement. So what we are doing is a solo trip. And what I mean by this is no kids. So I know you guys are saying, oh, Disney is for kids. What are you guys going to do there? And yeah, there's a lot to do without kids. So, we haven't done a solo trip to Disney since 2023, so almost 2 years ago. And Disney is always changing. Like, there's just so much that always happens. And so it's nice to really get a solo trip in there. And what I mean by solo, I'm going with my wife. I'm not going by myself. So it's just the two of us. And, don't think we're depriving the children because we are going with the kids to Disney in August in a couple weeks for a kids' end of summer vacation type trip. So we are going with the kids, but 3 weeks later, my wife and I are going on our own. And we are so excited because we have so many things that we want to do as Disney adults that we can't do or is very difficult to do with kids. So let's get into the trip. So originally when I booked the trip, we were supposed to leave on Sunday and we were going to fly back on the Thursday morning. So we're going to leave Sunday morning, Thursday morning. So that would give us about 3.5 days-ish at the parks. So the difficult thing with doing solo trips is finding someone who is crazy enough to watch your kids. So we have two, so it is a handful, and we are so grateful that my parents are going to come and watch them for us. And we tried to book this trip in conjunction with school, just because it gives our parents a bit of a break during the day when the kids are at school, so they can rest up and recharge and battle them in the evening hours. So that's a pro tip. If you do want to do a solo trip, try to book it around school so you can give the babysitter a bit of a break. So we originally were Sunday to Thursday, but one morning I woke up and I had an email, the dreaded email from the airline. And you never know what it's going to say. Trip canceled, this, that. So anyways, I opened it up and our flights had got changed. So I was like, oh boy, this is not good. But that actually wasn't too bad. So we were supposed to fly out on Sunday morning at 7 a.m., which is brutal because you got to get up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But our flights got changed to Saturday at 4 p.m. And our original plan for the trip is we were going to go to the airport on the Saturday night and stay at the hotel there so we didn't have to get up as early on the Sunday. And then if we were on that Sunday flight, we would get to Disney, it's about a 3-hour flight from where we are. So we would get to Disney maybe around, 11, 12, depending on how things go. So we'd still have, 3/4 of a day there. But now we leave Saturday at 4 p.m. and we land at 7 p.m. So we're really leaving the same time that we were intending on going, but now we just are going instead of going to the hotel and getting up super early. So it's actually, in my opinion, a good email, which is rare. So now we'll get to Disney on the Saturday night at maybe, I want to say we land at 7, so maybe 8:30, 9, so we can actually do something on the Saturday night if we want to. And now when we wake up on the Sunday, we'll have the full day to do whatever we want to do. So, yeah, that worked out. And our flight home on Thursday stayed the same. But the only problem is we don't have a place to sleep. So, because I booked the hotel from Sunday to Thursday, and now I got to find a place for Saturday. And we had our hotel booked through Disney Vacation Club because we are DVC members. And I had to figure out a place for it to stay on Saturday. So I logged into DVC, and of course there was nothing available just because that's DVC these days, and that's a whole other video and rant. But every day I logged in. I got hotel here, I got hotel there, and we really just needed a place to sleep. But we ended up lucking out and ended up getting a room at the Grand Floridian GF, which is one of our home resorts for Vacation Club. And yeah, it worked out perfect because now what we're going to do is we're going to, if we get there in time, we'll be able to scoot over to Magic Kingdom on the Saturday night and, catch the fireworks and maybe go on a ride or two. So we can actually do something on the Saturday night. We're staying at GF, so our hotel's right there. So score. And then the hotel that we originally booked was Riviera. So Riviera, we've always wanted to stay at, and our goal here is to try to stay on all of the hotels, or in all the hotels, sorry, not on. And Riviera is one that we have not stayed on, and for a couple of reasons. One, we're always with our kids, and Riviera to them is boring. They want to stay at the high energy kind of places. So they want to stay at places like the Polynesian. They love Pop Century just because it's quirky. So they like those kind of places, and every time we go for them, and that's what we do because we want to make the vacation as best as possible for them. But on this trip, we are staying at Riviera, and I could not be more excited to stay there. So that's where we are staying for Sunday to Thursday. So what we are going to do is we're going to go to the parks on the Saturday night, wake up, bring our luggage down to Bellhop, and that's the one convenient thing about Disney is they do transfer your luggage over to you. So we'll drop our luggage off in the morning, and then Sunday we'll go about our day doing whatever we decide to do. So we're staying at Riviera, beautiful resort right on the Skyliner, and we couldn't be more excited to stay there. Yeah, so going into some of the things that we want to do as adults that we haven't had a chance to do. So there's 2 events that we're doing, or 2 ticketed events, and we are doing 1 dining reservation. So we're keeping it very low key just because we don't want to be restricted. So what I mean by restricted is, if you're making dining reservations, it kind of locks you into where you are going to be that day because you want to, stay close to the restaurant as to where your where your reservation is. So if we have a reservation, say, over here, but, we're tired and we just want to go relax at the resort, or if it's raining and we want to, do this, for example, really keeping things open for us on a solo trip is key just because we can really just go with the flow. And that's what we really want to try to do with this trip. Just keep it low key, whatever happens, that's what happens. And that is our trip. So what we've done is we've booked 2 ticketed events. So first one is the Keys to the Kingdom walking tour at Magic Kingdom. So we are so excited to try this out. We've been going to Disney forever, and every time we see the tour walk by, it's like, we'll do that next time. We'll do that next time. We'll do that next time. And next time turns to next time, and we've never done it. 10 plus years of saying that we're going to do it. So we are doing it. So we are doing this on the Monday, and we booked it for 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you don't know what this is, quickly, it's just kind of a behind the scenes walking tour, guided tour throughout the Magic Kingdom. A lot of behind the scenes stuff so you can do. I think it's like $125 a person is what I paid for, but it is an 18 plus tour. So that's kind of the reason why it's been really difficult for us to do, because we're always with our kids at Disney. So we are doing it, as I said. So I think it goes to like 1 p.m., give or take. Cool thing is lunch is included, so that maybe justifies the price a little bit more. So that's what we are doing on the Monday. So we're really excited about that. And then on the Tuesday, and that's why I'm wearing Haunted Mansion, because we are getting into Halloween season at Disney. And we are doing the Mickey Not So Scary Halloween Party on the Tuesday. I bought the tickets for these. I think they're like $149 a person, so $300 for the 2 of us. And we did the Halloween party last year, but we did it with our kids. And as to the reason as to why we're doing it again this year. So last year, we just trick-or-treated the whole time, just straight up. That's all we did. And then we saw the parade and then we left. So, and that was a family of 4. So now you're talking $600 to walk around and get candy. So anywho, but we're doing it this year without the kids because there's so much that we want to do at the Halloween party that we didn't get to do last year. So we really want to explore and experience the Halloween party as Disney adults. So, you know, we're not going to do trick-or-treating. Might get a little bit of candy just for a snack. We didn't go on any of the rides last year. We missed a lot of the shows, and I think we left the park by like 9:30 or 10, which is just absolutely crazy for the amount of money that we spent. So that's what we are doing on the Tuesday, so we can't wait to do that. And the only other reservation that we did is that we did make a reservation for Flying Fish. I think we're doing this on the Sunday. And Flying Fish is a more upscale restaurant, and it's on the Boardwalk. Boardwalk is one of our favorite places on all the Disney properties. It's just so beautiful. So we are going there for dinner. We watched so many videos and vlogs and reviews on this restaurant, and that's the nice dinner that we decided to do here. So apparently the steak is famous, and that's what I'm going to eat. One giant steak. So that's the one dining reservation that we did make. So yeah, that's it for our trip. You know, it's going to be pretty chill. You know, we're really looking forward to experiencing a lot of Disney at nighttime. I think there is a couple nights where there are the extended magic evening hours, if that's what they're called, at some of the parks. I don't know exactly which ones, but I do know there are a couple. So this is where the park stays open later for guests staying on the Disney property, I think. So we're really just excited to you know, experience Disney at nighttime because it's a whole other world at night. You know, everything is lit up. Just the atmosphere and the vibe at nighttime is just so much different during the day. If you haven't experienced at nighttime, you're totally missing out. You know, there's nothing better than walking down Main Street with all the lights. It's just so amazing. And even on rides, like certain rides you go on to at nighttime, or certain areas in the park, like Avatar and Animal Kingdom, or Star Wars in Hollywood. You know, they're just totally different places at nighttime. It's absolutely crazy. The lighting changes, the sounds change. So really just excited to experience Disney at night, because it's really hard for us to do that with our kids. Just because, you know, they are still little, and, you know, after a full day of the parks, like, they're whacked by like 8, 9 o'clock, like even to make it to the fireworks. You know, half the time they're like passed out during Happily Ever After. So, so really excited just to do things at nighttime. And there's just a lot of, like, you know, restaurants and lounges, bars. Like, we don't drink, but, you know, we will drink non-alcoholic type stuff. But just for the experience. So there's a lot of things that we want to do that either you can't do because the kids aren't allowed there, or that it's just difficult to take them just because they're kids and they don't like to sit still for 10 seconds. So there's a lot of things that you don't get to do, or that it's difficult to do when you go to Disney with kids. So if you haven't done an adults only trip, highly recommend doing it. And we are so excited for our trip in September. It can't come fast enough. But what we have to do is we have to get through our August trip first with the kids. So that will be our reward in September, as we get to go back and just kind of chill and do Disney as to how we want to do it. So August will be about the kids, and September will be for us. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't done a Disney trip as an adult, highly recommend doing it, as I was saying. If there's anything that you like to do as a Disney adult without kids, let us know down in the comments below. We're always looking for new fun things to do when we're at Disney. And of course, we'll be vlogging this trip, so hope you guys come along. So please like and subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out. And we'll catch you guys out in the next video. Bye.